My name is Andy, and I'm a minister for Trinity of Christ Ministries. And we're doing the Bible series in Genesis. And we're doing Genesis 21 today. And if you decide you like this video, please like it, share it, or subscribe to see more. And if you want to see all of the series that we've created so far, go to trinityofchrist.org, and you'll be able to look at all the Bible studies that we have. Okay, well, let us take a look and see what we have in store for us today. The birth of Isaac. Now the Lord was gracious to Sarah, as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah what he had promised. And Sarah had become pregnant and bore a son to Abraham in his old age, at the very time God had promised him. Abraham gave the name Isaac to the son Sarah bore him. And when his son Isaac was 8 days old, Abraham circumcised him as God commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born to him. Sarah said, "God has brought me laughter, and everyone who hears about this will laugh at me." And she added, "Who will have said to Abraham and Sarah would nurse children? Yet I have borne him a son in his old age." Now, this is very common in the history of the church, where when someone very important becomes born, they're usually born in a method, in a way that is miraculous. Imagine Abraham, 100 years old, having a son, and so he names him Isaac. And so the promise that God gave to Abraham has been kept. Let's read on. Hagar and Ishmael sent away. The child grew and was weaned, and on the day Isaac was weaned, Abraham held a great feast. But Sarah saw that the son whom Hagar the Egyptian had borne to Abraham was mocking. And she said to Abraham, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son, for that woman's son will never share in the inheritance with my son Isaac." This matter distressed Abraham greatly, because it concerned his son. But God said to him, "Do not be so distressed about the boy and your slave woman. Listen to whatever Sarah tells you, because it is through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned. I will make the son of the slave into a nation also, because he is your offspring." Early the next day, Abraham took some food and a skin of water and gave it to Hagar. He set them on her shoulders and sent her off with the boy. She went on her way and wandered in the desert of Beersheba. When the water in the skin was gone, she put the boy under one of the bushes. Then she went off and sat down about a bow shot away, for she thought, "I cannot watch the boy die." And as she sat there, she began to sob. God heard the boy crying, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven and said to her, "What is the matter, Hagar? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying as he lies there. Lift the boy up and take him by the hand, for I will make him into a great nation. Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. So she went and filled the skin with water and gave the boy a drink. God was with the boy as he grew up. He lived in the desert and became an archer. And while he was living in the desert of Paran, his mother got a wife for him from Egypt. God is fair and compassionate. And even though Sarah had dismissed Hagar and pushed her away, God provided for Hagar and her son. And he promised her, as she promised Abraham, that mighty nations will come from her son as well. We still see today the battle going on between Hagar's son and Sarah's. It's kind of sad that it is that way. For God blessed them both, and they should recognize that fact. Let us continue reading and see what else is in store for us. The treaty at Beersheba. At that time, Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of his forces, said to Abraham, God is with you in everything you do. Now swear to me here before God that you will not deal falsely with me or my children or my descendants. Show to me that the country where you now reside as a foreigner, the same kindness I have shown you. Abraham said, I will swear it. Then Abraham complained to Abimelech about a well of water that Abimelech's servants had seized. But Abimelech said, I do not know who has done this. You did not tell me, and I heard about it only today. So Abraham brought sheep and cattle and gave them to Abimelech, and the two men made a treaty. Abraham set apart 7 ewe lambs from the flock, and Abimelech asked Abraham, what is the meaning of these 7 ewe lambs who have been set apart by themselves? He replied, accept these 7 lambs from my hand as a witness that I dug this well. So that place was called Beersheba, because the two men swore an oath there. After the treaty had been made at Beersheba, Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of his forces, returned to the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and there he called on the name of the Lord, the eternal God. And Abraham stayed in the land of the Philistines for a long time. You know, even back then, they had treaties, and they made friends, and they had enemies, and they had squabbles, and they had troubles. And here we see Abraham using wisdom and making a friend, making a pact with his friend, and making sure that his well will always be his by offering a gift to his friend. It is a good and proper way to live in the world, to build up and not tear down, to trust and not be untrustworthy. To live and live together. Something we need to remember today. Now, as for Sarah and Hagar, this is a good excuse and a good reason not to have more than one wife, because the woman will always favor her own child. It is as natural to her. And that is where that argument had cropped up from. But God, in His wisdom, blessed both. And so they had no reason to continue the squabble. Consider these things and apply them today. I hope that this video has shown you a little something to consider and to learn. And join us at the next Bible study to see what happened after all these things have gone on. Have a good day.